Well, the rain has eased, but major flood peaks are travelling through southeastern inland Queensland. The Bremer River at Ipswich broke its banks last night, but peaked lower than expected in the end. Let's bring in the Queensland Premier now, David Crisafulli. Premier, good morning to you. Let's get straight to the warnings and threats this morning. Are there any or many in place?
The emergency alerts are in the process of being withdrawn and the rivers are falling, Peter, so that's really good news. And now we have to make sure that there is no daylight between response and recovery because, you know, we've still got 118,000 people without power. We've still got a whole lot of people who've had water in their home. We've got people who haven't been able to go to work and earn a crust. We've got erosion on the beaches. So we've got a number of things we need to do, and we need to make sure that we just go straight into it and get it done. And I can assure every part of Queensland we will, from those in the north of the state who are a month from floods to those here who might just be this morning cleaning out their homes. We have to make sure the recovery is strong and we will get it done. OK, a couple of points there. So let's start off with power you mentioned there. The mayors that we've spoken to all bring it up, particularly in Logan. There are still thousands without it. So when would you expect it all to be restored? Well, we now know in real time. One of the things that we've done throughout this is when we get information, we share it. And we got a lot of feedback from people saying, look, I understand they're working and we respect how hard they're working. We just want to have greater visibility on what that looks like. So on Energex's website now, you can go on and click your street and it will tell you when the power's coming back on. Now, for the majority of people, that'll be pretty soon. For others, it's still a few days away, and I know how difficult that is. We're now day 5 without electricity for a whole lot of Queenslanders, and that makes it a really difficult process to get back on your feet. But the feedback we've got is, I just need to know. I need to know when it's coming back so I can plan my life, and you can now do that, and we see that as a step forward. Just on erosion, you make the good point there too. We've seen those pictures, extraordinary pictures on the Gold Coast, parts of Straddie too, Sunshine Coast. These beaches, the faces of them have changed. How difficult is this process going to be to get the sand back and make the beaches look like they used to? It'll get done, and it'll get done to a standard that will ensure that we blow people away and they say, wow, how great is that? So I make the point, all of these places are well and truly open for business. I'm on the Gold Coast here today thanking some of the SES volunteers for what they've been doing, but I can assure you could still turn up to the Gold Coast today and you've got a lot of beaches that's really, really special, and you've got places that you can go and have world-class accommodation. So just to be clear, but for that section where there is the erosion and is significant erosion, we have to make sure we bring it back to its best. And absolutely we will. We have to make sure that we bring every part of Queensland back to its best, and it's important that it's done quickly. Premier, I know you've got a lot on your plate. I just got to ask you, with the steel and aluminium tariffs coming into play, there are companies in Queensland who would be affected by this. Have you got a thought on this ahead of these tariffs tomorrow? Look, in the end, we've got to do all we can to get the best deal for our state and for the country. And trade negotiations are important. They make or break industries. And look, it's important that we lean on that relationship. Think about what AUKUS meant. What AUKUS meant was the US saw Australia as a close confidant and a key partner when it comes to security and the provision of that. Now I think there's an opportunity to use that to extract a really good deal that makes us exempt from other nations. Now, that's obviously a federal matter. We've got our focus here in Queensland on the things we control. But it's important because working people deserve that, and I think there's an opportunity for us to extract what's been a long-term partnership, and we've got to lean on that and lean on it hard. That's the Queensland Premier David Crisafulli. Appreciate your time on a busy morning again, Mr. Premier. Thank you. We'll talk to you again soon.